Hello everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome to the video. I'm really excited to be getting back to doing YouTube stuff, dude. So if you're unaware, I actually just got finished with a move. I moved from North Carolina to Texas, and for all of last month, I decided to take a little bit of a hiatus from doing YouTube videos because I just didn't have the time, I didn't have the energy, and I didn't really honestly know what to do. So I figured for my first video back in 2022, I would do a Q&A, I would answer you guys' questions, and we would kind of get back on the train of doing YouTube videos. I hope you had a fantastic new year. Welcome to 2022. Welcome to the channel. And remember, if you are not subscribed yet, to make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you like this video. And if you want to see more like this, I've got tons of videos like this and more VR chat content coming in the future. And if you would like to support me, make sure to check out the Patreon too, because I've got some awesome rewards and everything that I just reworked over there. With that being said, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Let's get right into the questions. First question is coming from Cosmic the Playful Wolfo, who asks, which Twitch streamer would you love to stream with? Honestly, I don't really have much of an idea of who I would like to stream with. I've basically streamed with everybody I kind of want to stream with at the moment. I would love to do a co-stream, I think, with Jacksepticeye or like Markiplier or anything, doing like Thankmas or doing some charity stuff, because I love doing that kind of thing. We have streamed with Homic Smash in the past doing a charity race for Halo Cursed Edition. It was way last year where we raised like $2,000 for it, and it was a lot of fun. So I think if I were to stream with any other streamer, if I were to do like co-streams or anything like that, I'd want them to be more charity based. I don't really know where else to go with that one, because like I'm perfectly comfortable doing my own thing and kind of sticking to my own devices. One, I just have a little more control over what I can do. Two, I find that I get along with myself better than I get along with other people, because I am not a people person. And three, when I'm doing collaborations with people, where it be streams or YouTube videos, I prefer them to be YouTube videos because it can just get absolutely chaotic. We don't have to worry about censoring ourselves. It can just be in the moment fun where we're just together and having fun. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Next question comes from Leash, who asks, favorite subreddit? Well, there's always the Toaster Emporium. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Honestly, I've got a lot of subreddits that I really enjoy. Perfectly Cut Screams is a really good one. Malicious Compliance is another really good subreddit. Seeing some of the stories on malicious compliance is great, and it gives me so many ideas for when somebody like wants to try to fuck with me. It's so good. Obviously, Protogen is a really good subreddit that I like to peruse every now and then. On top of that, I mainly just lurk and I browse on Reddit. I just browse the all category and kind of just see memes, I guess. That's about it. Up next, we have Neck, who asks, what's your favorite food? So this is one, I think I literally just found this out like not even 2 hours ago, because I just went to Olive Garden, because for Christmas and New Year's, one of my friends got me a gift card to Olive Garden. Me and my roommate went to Olive Garden, where they got the endless soups or salads or breadsticks, whatever you want, you know. They just sprinkle the cheese, ask you if that's enough, you say no, so they keep sprinkling the cheese. And it got a little out of hand, but they have a soup called Soup Toscana, and I've been trying to find a recipe for this soup for years, and like at least 6 years now, because when I used to live in Montana, my roommate's mom made Zuppa Toscana, and it was really, really good. And I was so pissed off that I could not find it. So I went years, eventually I totally forgot about it. Then we were just at Olive Garden like 2 hours ago, something like that. And I happened to look in the menu at their soup menu, and I saw they had Zuppa Toscana. And the little kid in me went, eee! Zuppa Toscana is so freaking good. Now that I know the name of it, now that I know how to spell it, I have got the ability to make it myself. I can do what I want, and I'm gonna have Zuppa Toscana for the next 3 fucking weeks straight. It's my favorite soup of all time. I'm gonna be making it for the next 3 weeks straight, especially now that it's getting colder and I'm gonna need a soup or something warm to kind of warm up with. I'm making Zuppa Toscana. Oh my god, and the shrimp scampi was amazing too. Up next, we have Doomslayer, who asks, do you plan on playing Dark Souls? I recently beat it, so I had it nagging in the back of my head. Dark Souls is one of those games I will not play. To give you a little bit of insight, I am an angry bean. I may be small, but there is a lot of anger packed in this small package. Especially when it comes to games like Dark Souls, I will absolutely lose my shit. Dark Souls has never been fun to me. It's too challenging, especially now where I'm getting older. I'm not really into challenging games anymore. I just want to kind of vibe and take in the story and kind of experience what the game has to offer. Dark Souls is not on my list of games to play. Same thing with like all the Souls types games, all the Soulsborne games. I won't be playing Bloodborne. I won't be playing Dark Souls. I won't be playing Sekiro. Even though it all looks really fun to play, I will gladly watch it through the lens of somebody else who has played it, because I just get too angry. Just to give you like some insight as to why I feel this way, I tried playing Dark Souls 3 like when it first came out, and the first boss, the tutorial boss, the boss that you're supposed to fight to learn how to fight bosses in the rest of the game, I spent 3 hours on. I can't do it. I can't do it. Subcount asks, where did you find the model base and did you pay for it? If you're talking about Raeal, I found the model base on Gumroad by a user by the name of Nukud. A link to this Protogen model will be down in the description below. A lot of people are asking about it, but I bought the model base from Gumroad, and you can also get it from Booth. You get all the updated versions where it's got the blend shapes you need and everything to make them buff or like whatever you want. And yes, I did pay for it. This is not a free base, and this is not something I ever plan on giving away for free because Nukud put so much work into this. It's not something you're ever going to see from me like being offered to anybody. Danny asks, in one of your Q&As you mentioned wanting to play the trumpet when you were little. My question is, would you be into different music genres if you played it instead of the drums? I'm interested because I'm a trumpet player myself. I don't think I'd like different music genres. I think I would definitely approach them differently. My issue with drumming now is when I listen to a new song, the only thing I can pay attention to is the drum beat and like the background beat and how the beat influences the rest of the song and holds it all together. And my curse as a drummer is I can pick apart those parts, but it's always the drum parts that stand out the most to me. Like, I can listen to a song 30 friggin' times and I will never memorize a lyric, but I have already got the drum part memorized and I can already play it on my drum set.
Everything calms down as you go back to your Minecraft house, back to your sheep farms and your cow farms. You stroll by the wheat farm to press the button that auto-harvests the wheat before heading to bed for the night. It's when you hear it. A strange noise coming from a strange portal from a strange place. You can only check it out before you realize this is the end.
Without ever having played a song before, I can learn how to play it in just a few listens, just by really analyzing the drum beat of the song, because it's just how my brain works. So I think if I were to play trumpet, like, I think I'd be way more into ska music. Could you imagine a little ska Raeal with a little straw hat? And it all comes down to, I guess, it would make me analyze music differently. If I analyze music the way I do now because of the drums, I imagine the trumpet is going to make me analyze more of the lead part of it, more of the structure of the song as a whole rather than just the beat. Next question comes from Tommy, who asks, question, who does your thumbnail art? So I've actually had a few people help me out with the thumbnail art. It's not just one person, but there is one main person, and her name is Safi. I came across Safi via one of my old mods. He used to be on the mod team and helped me out when the Discord was really when my Discord channel was really young, which is where all these questions are coming from. And I made a passing mention of wanting to find an artist that would do thumbnails for me, and he reached out to her about me. She said she was interested. We started talking, and she became the main thumbnail artist for the channel. Safi is an amazing person. Definitely go give her a follow. Please check out the link in the description or follow her handle right up here to her Twitter because she does amazing work. She definitely deserves the support. And as far as I'm aware, she's going to be opening up commissions more often, but don't quote me on that. Safi, if you're watching this, you're a bean. You're absolutely amazing, and I really love the work you do. Our next question comes from Hazard, who asks, if you were in Australia, would your waggles change direction? I don't think they'd change direction. I just think they'd be upside down. Wag, 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 wag. Felix the Toaster asks, do you read these? No. Next question comes from Nabby, who asks, do you have a favorite anime or manga? If not, that's okay. You're still my favorite Protogen. Definitely. My favorites right now and my go-tos are Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, and My Hero Academia. I'm a shonen junkie. I love shonens. Oof, this one's gonna be an interesting one. Zerolux asks, what do you think about life? Like, do you believe in God or something different? Like, life is just a stepping stone and this is the first step, or something like that. I am not religious at all. I fell out of faith in high school, I think like a lot of people of my generation, millennials, and that's not something I'm gonna get into because getting into religion is just like getting into politics. It can cause a lot of division and seclusion, especially in a community. What I will say though, is I will never, ever, ever tell you that your religion is wrong or that what you believe is wrong. Because you have a right to believe in what you believe in with every fiber of your being. It is not my place to tell you you're wrong if I'm an agnostic, if I'm atheist, whatever. I built this community to be accepting of everybody regardless of your background. As long as you aren't going out of your way to hurt people or take advantage of people or to hurt people in my community, I'm okay with you in the community. I feel like you make a very valid member of the community. What do I think about life? Life is what you make of it. It's what we do in between being born and dying that makes us who we are, that makes life worth living. All the things you can experience now, like all the technology that is available at your fingertips, touching space in spaceships, the new telescope that was just launched by NASA that's going to give us better and deeper looks into the cosmos. There is so much in life to enjoy and to love and to experience, and it's hard to boil it down to one little soundbite. I think life is what we make of it. I think life is what your own experience is, and I think we should all be trying to make life better for everybody around us. And I think we're all on this planet together. We all should be able to enjoy it together. Jack Boy asks, what's the reason you decided to be a Protogen for your videos and etc.? Honestly, it just kinda happened. It's hard to explain. So I started this channel with a character that I made in VR chat thinking that, you know, hey, I can make my own character. This is easy. Like, Raeal, I think, was like my third or fourth ever model, or not model, but avatar I ever made. So I was like really proud of how he turned out. And I'm like, I'll come up with a name for him. And like, that's when I settled on Raeal. That's when I settled on, okay, he's my persona, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, it just kind of happened. And it kind of stuck when I started uploading YouTube videos, because I had Raeal well before I started recording YouTube videos. But I started recording videos with friends, and the videos started taking off, and everybody started recognizing this blue Protogen. And I was like, oh, I'm kind of stuck with them now. Everybody knows Raeal is the Protogen. Everybody started recognizing Raeal, so I stuck with them. Not that I'm disappointed either. I love Protogens. I love Protogens. Ivania asks, what do you think of YouTube removing the public dislike count? I do have to say, I think it's really shitty. How I judge if a video is good or bad is by the like and dislike ratio. How many likes does it have versus how many dislikes it has? And the worst part about all this is I was actually looking for a tutorial the other day and had to search for like an hour to find the right freaking video that would actually help me, because you can't see the dislike ratio on tutorials that don't work. I think YouTube needs to spend less time fixing shit that isn't broken and actually fix their broken ass platform and hold creators that break their rules to the same standards they hold all the rest of us. Pick a fucking side, YouTube. Fearless the Toaster asks, have you ever dabbed? Nope. I don't know what you mean. I have never dabbed in my life. It's not something I really agree with because, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. It turned into a fad, you know? Like, it was a popular meme for a little bit. I don't ever dab. I don't like dabbing. I think dabbing is cringe, you know? Like, I think, honestly, we need to retire the dab, you know? Oh, this is a really good question from Floof, who asks, so Raeal, I'm asking this just to soothe my heart for once. Was your personality always so active, or did it become this way from VR chat? Since all we seem to see is this sparkling toaster, a very, very sparkly boy. I think what you're trying to ask here, Floof, is if I'm really happy this whole, all the time, like if I'm really this all the time outside of the videos and outside the streams, or if in reality I'm really sad all the time. The answer is I am actually just like this, outside of streaming, outside of YouTube. I have always been this way. I have always been the looker on the bright side of life, silver linings in clouds. I've always been optimistic. I've always been very happy. I've always been very outgoing. I've never really been sad or depressed or anything like that. But I have no good reason to be sad or depressed because my life, there's nothing bad in my life. I've always had a roof over my head. I've always had clothes on my back. I've always had food in my belly. Even now, I still have all those things, and I have you guys. So my life isn't bad. My life isn't in a position where I should feel sad or depressed or should feel like somebody owes me something, because I really don't. I just like being happy. I like being bubbly because it makes other people feel good, and I don't like bringing people down with my bad moods. Because I still get my bad moods, don't question it. Like, I still get moments where I'm angry or I am sad, or some days I just don't want to talk to people. But everybody gets that. But for the most part, yes, I am really like this outside of the streams and YouTube. Frosty asks, what's the most drunk you have ever been? I have been waiting so long to tell this story. Oh shit. Okay, so back when I lived in Montana, I used to work in the oil field. This was mid-eastern Montana to eastern Montana, so we were on the South Dakota, North Dakota border, and we used to work the border a lot of Montana in those two states because we were an oil field company. We went and cleaned out the oil wells that were pumping like 1,500 barrels a day out of a friggin' field or like one well. Well, I only ever worked there 6 months, and in my last 2 months, they decided they wanted, the company I worked for decided they wanted to do a company fishing trip. That involved, I think it was 3 days worth of camping. We went over the weekend. Everybody from the company was there. And if you don't know anything about Montana, there are a lot of Native American reservations there. Specifically the Blackfoot Indian Reservation, the Sioux Indian Reservation, and a few others that I can't remember off the top of my head. Where I used to live in Montana, sold 1% of the entire nation's consumption of alcohol. I'm not even fucking lying. There was a gas station on the east end of Cut Bank, Montana that sold 1% of the entire nation's consumption of alcohol, and most of it went to the reservation. I wish I was making this up. I say that because you need context for this next part. So, we went on this company fishing trip. Everybody had their tents, everybody had their blankets, everybody was driving the company trucks over to a campground somewhere in the middle of Montana along the Missouri River because we were going paddle fishing, which is a type of fly fishing where the fish are longer than I am tall. We get out there, and the very first night, it immediately went south. I got my tent built, I was out all day, fishing. I wasn't having any luck, so I came back to the campgrounds where everybody was, and one of my Native American friends, I forget his name for the life of me, so I'm sorry for that, offered me a bottle of what they called R&R. R&R is a whiskey in a plastic bottle. It's very cheap. They gave me this full bottle of R&R whiskey and told me to take a swig. So, trying to be the cool kid, also being like 19 at the time, I took this bottle, I tilted it back, I drank a third of what was in the bottle. This bottle was a liter. I drank a third of a bottle of R&R whiskey, and I decided I was gonna go back to the river to go fishing. So I walk over to the river, I'm happy, I'm doing good. I cast my line out a few times, I reel it back in, I cast it again, I reel it back in, and then I start doing this. Whoa, I can't see straight. So I picked up my fishing rod, turned around, walked back to the campground, stumbling the entire time, and walked past those same guys who gave me the bottle of R&R, who then proceeded to hand me 2 bottles of Corona. I then walked over to one of my other Native American friends who had just finished setting up his teepee. I swear to God, I'm not making this up, by the way. He just finished setting up his teepee, and he put together a bonfire outside of his teepee in the campground. I walked over there, walked past the teepee first, got a shot of freaking Tennessee whiskey, honey Tennessee whiskey from one of my other friends who was down the road a little bit, came back to the teepee, took my Coronas, shotgunned the Coronas, took it like 6 cans of Bud Light, shotgunned all of those. I did a fire dance, passed out into the fire, blacked out, woke up 16 hours later with a half-eaten hot dog in my mouth and wondering where the fuck I was. I wish I was making this up. The oil field was so much fun, dude. I'm never doing it again. I woke up and my tool pusher, Jeff, I remember his face to this day. He looked at me and he said, "You're too small to be drinking that much. Your blood was like 90% alcohol. I don't know how you lived." God, oh, I was done drinking for like 3 years after that. I seriously did not have another drink until I think I turned 22. That's the most drunk I've ever been. I blacked out doing a fire dance in front of a teepee. God, I miss those guys though. Oh, I had so much fun with that group, man. They were like second brothers to me, dude. Half-Baked Fumo asks, how would you best summarize what you do? If I was talking to somebody in real life, I would just say, oh, I work in online advertising. Because technically, I'm right. I'm uploading videos to YouTube. I'm advertising a product, which the product is me. I'm not the pimp, I'm the prostitute. If I was explaining it to another person on YouTube that also uploads content, I would just say probably I dress up as a fuzzy animal and I go into VR chat and pretend to be the fuzzy robo animal thing and I do funny things. All right, that's all the questions I have for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video and asking your questions. There were a lot of good ones this time around. Like I said, I love doing this kind of thing. It grounds me to reality. It grounds me to you guys more. And this is definitely something I want to do more of. So if you'd like to ask your own question, make sure to join my Discord channel down in the description below. Go to the Ask Raeal channel, ask your questions there. I save those questions for when I answer them in a video like this. Feel free to ask me anything you'd like. And remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, and to check out the Patreon to help support me and help me be able to bring more stuff like this to you in the future, including more VR chat videos. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I am Raeal the Protogen, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!